Hey guys, welcome to the show. On today's show, we're going to dive into some of the things that I think people don't look at when investing into a franchise as far as building in enough working capital into the deal. You got to make sure you're well capitalized. Oftentimes when you're looking at these franchise disclosure documents, which is a 200-300 page document, and there's 23 items in there, plus a lot of additional information. In the item 7, they give you an investment range from low to high. Now, oftentimes, they might only have built in 3 months of working capital into those numbers, right? Well, the important thing is to find out how long does it take to ramp up? Because I see too many people stretching to get into a larger investment. They need to put down a 20% equity injection, potentially a 10% equity injection. The problem is it leaves them with very little cash reserves. Now they're thinking, well, I'll get 3 months of working capital in this loan. I'll be good. I'll ramp it up. Some of these franchise systems really take 7, 8, 10 months to ramp up. So just be aware as you're exploring different franchises, what's the real ramp up? And I think as you start doing validation calls and calling other owners in the system, that's one of the biggest questions. What was your time to start seeing cash flow come in? When did you start becoming cash flow positive? If you're limited on your liquidity and you're putting the majority of it down and really kind of stretching to show your post-close liquidity, guys, if you don't ramp up, maybe it's slower, maybe the economy hits a little bubble and you don't have enough working capital, that's when businesses fail, is because they're undercapitalized. So the important thing is to build into your SBA loan or however your financing is, enough working capital. And if it's 3 to 4 months of ramp up or 6 months, have a surplus, have a couple extra months, because unless you're totally well capitalized, that's putting yourself in a bad position from the start. So if you want to talk about how to structure financing on all that good stuff, or perhaps how to find a business that would make more sense based on your lifestyle, your skill sets, and your financial capabilities, that's what our team does. We help you find and fund your ideal business. So a big takeaway is just make sure you know what the real working capital is needed, what the real ramp up is, especially if you're planning to leave your job and run this full time. So you got to be aware of all these variables. And this is what we like to have these discussions around, is like realistic expectations. Because too many people are so emotional, they get in, they don't think about the pain points of certain businesses. And also some of these business models might be a little bit more seasonal. So during the colder months, maybe it's a landscape business and they're in a market where it snows a lot. Well, they're not going to be doing much landscaping. So factoring all these things in and getting enough funding is crucial. I think something like 38% of businesses fail because they're undercapitalized. And that's why being strategic, the way you position your SBA financing, building enough working capital. One of the bank partners we work with, they'll do interest only for the first 9 months, which is great as you're starting up a franchise startup. In addition to building in the working capital in the SBA loan, they also give you a revolving line of credit. So then you have some additional capital if need be, or perhaps you do a great job and you can, buy your next truck or whatever you needed with that revolving line of credit. So we want to set you up in a position to win. If you have questions, you want to find your ideal business or fund your ideal business, go to bookwithbo.com. Thanks so much.
Meet Bo Eckstein, the driving force behind Business Ownership Coach, unlocking the path to business ownership. Visit www.businessownershipcoach.com. Thrive with Business Ownership Coach.
Hey guys, Bo Eckstein here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.